Hello and welcome to Luminous Soul Center. Today I have for you a 40-minute yoga practice to relieve lower back pain and to help you find your inner peace and calm. This practice includes a 5-minute Shavasana with crystal and Tibetan bowl sound healing. You will just need a mat and a blanket or a towel folded up like so. And I'll meet you on your mat. Let's begin by finding an easy cross-legged position known as Sukhasana. Close your eyes and turn your attention inward. Notice how you're feeling. Notice where you're breathing. And we'll come into a full yogic belly breath. Breathing in through your nose, letting your belly, ribs, and chest and back expand. And exhale out your mouth. Breathe in fully and breathe out. One more time. Breathe in and breathe out. We are going to move into a pranayama exercise to calm the body and the mind. It'll be practiced by breathing in twice rapidly in through the nose and exhaling out the mouth. Let's find a long spine with relaxed shoulders and we'll begin. Breathe in twice and exhale. Breathe in through the nose and exhale. 2 inhales, 1 exhale. Keep going, making sure you're extending your exhale as long as possible. Just notice the sensation of the breath flowing in and out of your body. Notice what moves, what physical parts of your body move, and what relaxes when you exhale. Let's spend a few moments coming back into our full belly breath. We'll move into rapid shoulder shrugs. Draw your shoulders up towards your ears, breathe in, and exhale, drop them down. Repeat this over and over, creating tension, resisting gravity, and then completely letting go. Keep going. Keep breathing in and breathing out. A few more. Begin to slow it down and find a couple shoulder circles up and back. And reverse. Place your hands on your knees and we're going to move into a seated cat-cow. Inhale, lift the chest, take the gaze up towards the ceiling. Exhale, let the mid-back pull behind as you tuck the tailbone under, bring your chin into your chest. Inhale and exhale. Keep moving with your breath and really feel your pelvis find movement forward and back. We'll begin to take this into some spinal circles, bringing your ribs over to one side, to the front, and then to the opposite side, and then letting the tailbone tuck under. Keep moving in a circular direction, really letting the ribs and the pelvis, neck and shoulders move. Breathing in and breathing out. And we'll reverse the direction, coming forward, side, back, side. Letting yourself enjoy the movement of your spine. Begin to place the hands on the back of your head with your thumb on the place where your skull meets your neck. It's a little pressure point. And then interlace the fingers. We'll find some neck traction. Widen the elbows, lift the gaze, breathe in, and then exhale. Chin comes into chest, elbows come together. Breathe in, lift the sternum, and exhale, chin comes to chest. We'll do 2 more. Lift the head, release your right arm down. Keep the pelvis planted down, especially your left hip. And we'll come into a deep side body stretch. Inhale, and then exhale. Revolve the torso, taking the chest and head down towards the mat. Inhale, lift the head and heart. Exhale, back down towards the mat. Keep going, gently using the hand on your head to help this movement. Last one. And then we'll go to the other side. Place your left hand on the mat and keep the right sits bone down. Exhale as you rotate down. Inhale, lift the head and lift the chest. Keep moving, rotating the spine up and down, and enjoying moving with your breath. We'll do one more. Then just sit up tall. Then interlace the palms in front of you, and we're going to find a big C shape with our spine. I'm going to turn the side so you can see. Tuck the tailbone under, really push the spine back and let the chin come into the chest. And find a little sway of your arms back and forth, keeping the tops of the palms stretching forward. And then we'll reverse. Interlace the palms behind the back, lift the chest, same thing. Move your shoulders and arms back and forth. And when you're ready, you'll come into a forward fold, rinsing out the shoulders, maybe continuing with that swaying motion. Let's release the fingers, and we'll also release the hips by placing the feet nice and wide. And to start, just bring the knees into touch. Keep the sternum lifted, relaxed shoulders as you lower one knee down and lower the other knee down. We'll come into a half butterfly with our right leg, and then turn the left leg in like so, and sit on both sits bones, releasing the hip flexors as much as possible. Twist over towards your left and use your front hand to deepen the twist. Breathe in, lengthen the waistline, and exhale. We'll untwist, walk around, and find a counter twist. And then come back forward, and we'll go to the other side. Our left leg will bend, coming into butterfly. Right leg turns in. Root down both sits bones. Inhale and exhale, twist over towards your right. Again, finding that length from tailbone out through the crown of the head. Breathe in and exhale, walk over towards the other side, finding an easy counter twist that feels good. And we'll walk our hands or come back to center and come into our tabletop. Really active fingers here, active hands, active feet. Make sure your wrists are under your shoulders, knees under your hips, and you find that flat back from tailbone out through the crown of the head. Imagine there's a beautiful light on the crown of your head and it's shining forward. And hug the ribs in to support the spine. On your inhale, we'll lower the belly, arch the tailbone, shine the chest forward, and then exhale, push the mat away, round the spine. I invite you to close your eyes here so you can feel this incredible movement of your spine. Envisioning how a cat moves and how much the cat enjoys moving its spine. Focusing on the mid back, lowers down, inhale, and then exhale, round. We'll take this into some circles. It doesn't matter which way you go first, but really let yourself push into the shoulder and the hip, connecting your breath to your movement. Nice and easy, we'll reverse. And let yourself have movement in the neck as well. We're going to move into a narrow child's pose, untucking the toes, creasing at the hips, and walking the hands forward. Make little claw shapes with your hands so palms, elbows, and shoulders are off the mat. And then push the space behind the heart up towards the ceiling. Breathe in and then exhale as you lower the forehead down towards the mat. Find another big belly breath in and long exhale here. Then plant the palms down and we're going to come forward, and we have two variations. The first variation is to come forward into an assisted push-up with the elbows towards the ribs, lift the chest, and lift the gaze. The second option is coming into a full cobra. We will lower the front of the pelvis down, draw the elbows towards the ribs, lift the chest, lift the gaze. Exhale, move back into your narrow child's pose, lower the forehead, and then inhale, come forward into option 1 or 2. We're going to keep moving forward and back, hips pull back, forehead bows down, and then inhale, come forward, chest lifts. Keep moving, exhale, hips pull back, head bows down, spine lengthens. Breathe in, come forward, draw the shoulder blades together, and breathe out, crease at the hips and bow down. Do one more, letting the hip flexors stretch as you come into your assisted push-up or cobra, and then letting them crease. Now we're going to come back into our assisted push-up, hug the elbows in, and lower head, heart, belly down towards the mat. Take the forehead down and windshield wiper the legs back and forth to release any tension in the lower back. We're going to come into a wide leg sphinx pose. Extend the legs, bring the toes face down. Legs will be wider than hip width apart. And then bring your elbows out from your shoulders and bring your hands in front of your elbows. Make little claw shapes with your hands like so. And then take the forehead down. Push the pelvis into the mat. Find length in the lower back. Breathe in and then push into your fingertips and lift the heart and lift the head. Bring the chin into the chest. Then you exhale, come back down. You can adjust your hands here. Breathe in and exhale. Grounding down to the lower body, inhale, lift your upper body and find movement in your neck as well. Come all the way down, bring your fingertips together and rest your head down. And then again, windshield wiper your legs back and forth. Lower the legs down, this time bringing the ankles closer together. Extend your arms. On your inhale, lift your right leg and left arm. Lift your head and chest as well. Exhale, lower down. Switch sides. Inhale, left leg, right arm. Exhale, release. Keep going. Inhale, reaching from back toes to front fingertips. Really finding length in the body. Moving with your breath. This is super good to strengthen the back core muscles. Inhale, lift and reach. Exhale, lower. Again, opposite side. Inhale, lift and reach. Exhale, lower. Each time you lift up, use the grounded hand and the grounded leg to help you lift up higher. Last one, reach up and release. Now we'll release the lower back. Slide the palms back, bend your right knee, and reach that foot behind you, keeping the hips pushing forward. Take a breath in and a breath out. And then we'll make our way back to our belly. Bend the left knee, press into the palms, and roll onto your right side. Again, keep the hips pushing forward as you release the top leg behind you. Breathe in and breathe out. Come back to your belly, slide the palms beside the ribs, tuck the toes, push them out away, and make your way up into your tabletop. We'll pause here, making sure our wrists are under our shoulders, knees are under the hips, tuck the toes. Send your hips back and then up into your first downward dog. Then you can begin to find any movement here that feels good and healthy. The go-tos are usually walking your dog, bending one knee, sending the opposite heel down. Let's draw the left foot in, tuck the right toes so the right heel's off the mat, and then bend the left knee, move a bit forward and back. You should feel a nice stretch on the back line of the left leg. Keep breathing in and breathing out. Then we'll reach that right leg behind the left again, Find a bend in the left knee again. And we'll just make our way to the other side. Right foot plants down, left toes tuck, pressing into the left toes, bend the right knee, and then straighten, move a bit forward and back. Lots of breath in, lots of breath out. And then reach the left toes behind you. Come back into your downward dog. Lift the heels, breathe in, exhale, bend the knees and come forward into your plank pose. Inhale, downward dog with the heels elevated. Exhale, come forward, bringing the shoulders over the wrists, hugging the ribs in. Keep going, breathe in. Exhale, find that wave-like movement from tail out through the crown of the head. Inhale, pike the hips. Exhale, come forward. Let's do one more. Breathe in, push the heart towards the back of the mat, and exhale, come forward. Come back into downward dog, lower the heels, and walk forward with the legs straight, if possible, finding an elephant walk. You can always begin to bend the knees, and we'll come into a rag doll at the top of our mat. Find a big bend in your knees. Release the tension in the neck, and then walk your hands over towards the left of the mat, breathing in. Really letting the chin come into the chest as you exhale. We'll go to the other side, walk the fingertips over towards the right. Same thing, breathe in and breathe out, letting the spine drape down. Let's come back to center, and we're going to just place our left hand on our back, flattening the lower back and extending the right arm forward so you can really feel that long line from your tail out through the crown of the head. Breathe in and exhale. Let's switch sides. Place your hand on the lower back. Breathe in, left arm extends. And then release. Really ground down into your feet. Bring your hands towards your shin bones. Bend your knees and begin to come up to standing by walking up your legs, tucking the tailbone under until your head is over your heart is over your pelvis, and you're standing tall. Give your body a bit of a shake to loosen everything up. Engage your feet down into the mat. Find a long spine and relax shoulders. Then on your next inhale, swoop your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, bend your knees, sit the hips down and back, Utkatasana chair pose. Place your right hand on your back so you can slightly tuck the tailbone under and find length there, extending the left fingertips. Let's do the same on the opposite side. We're going to come into a chair twist 3 times. Inhale, and then exhale, reach your right arm forward and left arm back. Inhale through center. Exhale, left arm forward, right arm back. Let your gaze follow your back fingertips. Keep going. Inhale, and exhale, twist towards your left. Inhale through center. Exhale, twist towards your right. Let's do one more. Inhale, exhale, twist, drawing the weight into the heels. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist over towards your right. Inhale through center, stand tall and find a back bend, reaching the heart up towards the sky. Exhale, bring the arms down by your side. And we're going to piece our body down towards the floor, peeling off an imaginary wall, coming down into a lovely forward fold, finding a bend in your knees and relaxing the spine. On your next inhale, we'll come into a halfway lift, finding length from the tailbone out through the crown of the head, sliding the shoulder blades down the back. And exhale, fold and release, finding ease again. Plant the palms down and we'll step back and come into our plank pose. We're going to fire up Mula Bandha, fire up our core muscles, find a rock forward, and then when you come back, bend the knees, creasing at the hips. Again, come forward and rock back. Connecting your breath to your movement. Inhale, come forward. Exhale, crease at the hips and sink the hips back. our goal is to keep the spine at relatively the same height. So we're really using the deep abdominal muscles. Lower the knees and untuck your toes. Bend your elbows, drawing them towards your ribs. Inhale and exhale, come down towards your mat. Bring the legs closer together. Release the forehead down. Interlace the hands behind the pelvis. Press the pelvis down into the mat, and then inhale, lift the head and the chest, reaching the arms behind you. Exhale, release. Again, inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Ground the lower body down. Inhale, lift the upper body. Maybe lift your legs. Lower back down. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, release. One more. Inhale, lift. And exhale, lower. Release the fingertips, rock on the hip points, releasing the lower back. Palms by the ribs, tuck the toes, and make your way up into your downward facing dog. Breathe in and breathe out. We're going to find a cat-cow here. Inhale, take your gaze forward, and exhale, slightly round your spine. It's going to be a micro cat-cow though, because we'll keep our hips elevated. Breathe in and exhale, round. And then just step, walk, or jump to the top of your mat. Release the head. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold, root to rise, ground down into the feet. Stretch the torso and fingertips up towards the stars. Breathe in. And exhale, hands come to rest in front of heart center. Spend a moment here engaging your feet down into the mat and feeling the crown of the head lift up towards the sky. We're going to transition into a wide leg stance. And you can have your little measurement by extending your arms out and having your wrists under your ankles. Of course, make any adjustments you need. I like to place blocks on the outside of my feet or my students' feet so we can really feel the energy down and out in the mat. And then find the length from the tailbone out through the crown of the head. And then we're going to place our hands on our hips and find some hip circles. Doesn't matter which way you go. Place your fingers on the front of your hip creases, your hip flexors, and give it a slight pressure in. So you encourage the hip flexors to release as you create this circular movement in your pelvis. Nice and easy. We're going to reverse the direction, letting the pelvis move as full circles as you can. Lots of breath in and lots of breath out. And let's just do a couple more, enjoying the movement of your pelvis, your spine, your whole body. So we're going to add on. You can move the blocks to the side if you had them. We're going to bend into your right knee, finding a crease at your hips, and then bend into your left knee, shifting side to side. So you let the hips crease as you bend into the knee. Again, you can keep the pressure on the hip flexors. And then you sink the hips down low, stretching the inner line of the leg. We're going to keep a relatively long spine here. Keep breathing in and breathing out. And of course, if you want more, you might widen your stance so you can sink the hips down a little bit more. We're going to add on by taking our left arm down towards the outside of the right leg, extending the opposite arm upward. Breathe in. You can also just place your bottom arm close to that leg. That's your breath in. Exhale, opposite side. We're just going to switch back and forth, letting your gaze follow your top fingertips. So now we have this lovely movement in the hips, the pelvis, the legs, the spine, the arms, and the head. Full body movement. Just one more. We'll stand up tall. And then you're going to place your fingertips on your pelvis with the fingers pointing down. Again, lengthening the lower back. Draw the elbows together, squeezing the shoulder blades towards each other. Lift the chest, lift the head, breathe in. Enjoy this lovely back bend and exhale. And place the hands at the hips and we'll fold forward into Prasarita. Wide leg forward fold. On your next breath in, we're going to move into halfway lift, finding a long spine again. And exhale, release and fold. Inhale, halfway lift, coming up onto the fingertips or maybe the blocks if you're using them. And exhale, release. Inhale, crown of the head reaches forward, tailbone reaches back. Exhale, release, soft bend in the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. One more. Breathe in, long spine. Exhale, let it go. Now we're going to deepen into this. Walk your hands forward and pull your weight forward so your shoulders come over your wrists, and then send your hips back. So we're finding a little rock forward and back. You can use blocks here again, or maybe even just try them out and see if they help you out. Props should always make the movement make more sense in your body. And then we'll do a couple more here. Maybe walk your hands a little further forward, move your hips side to side. Breathe in and breathe out. Slide your hands back. And you have two options. You can grab a hold of your ankles or walk your hands underneath you, lengthening the crown of the head downward. Or even place your hands on the back of the head, applying a little weight down to the earth. You can let the spine sway side to side. Again, finding your breath in and out, and finding how this pose can serve you in some way. Take a cleansing breath in and a cleansing breath out. And then we'll make our way out of this forward fold. Bring your hands to your hips, nice and easy. Lift the torso up. Breathe in and exhale into your six-pointed star, grounding down into your feet. Reach your arms up to the top diagonal corners of the room. Take up as much space as you can. Breathe in and stretch the face as you exhale a couple times. And then bring your hands to prayer, and we're going to make our way to seated at the bottom of our mat. Bend your knees, plant your feet on the mat, and come down vertebrae by vertebrae, stretching the back, tucking the tailbone under, letting the head be the last thing to release down. Stretch the arms above your head, interlace the fingers. Inhale as you straighten the legs and find a big full body stretch, letting the ribs come up off the mat. And then you might even dig into your heels and see if you can lift the pelvis up off the mat slightly, lengthening the lower back. Lovely release for the back here. And then send the pelvis back down. Bend the knees, bring the arms by your side, and plant the feet by the sits bones. Bringing the feet close to your pelvis and making sure the feet are neutral. Pretend there's a penny under your back, and we're going to squish the penny down into the mat. Press into all four corners of the feet. Inhale, and on an exhale, begin to lift the hips up, sending the tailbone up in between the thigh bones. Keep the head neutral. Inhale, and here's the opportunity with the exhale to come down vertebrae by vertebrae, letting the pelvis be the last thing to touch the mat. Let the pelvis completely release down. You can even press on the hip flexors to help them release. Inhale, and on an exhale, ground down into the feet and lift the hips up again. And reach the arms above your head. Inhale. And again, exhale as you come down vertebrae by vertebrae, very consciously, all the way down to your mat. Take a belly breath in and exhale, send the hips up again. This time our arms will stay by our side. Inhale, widen the legs, bringing the knees apart, and exhale, draw the inner thighs towards each other. Inhale, open, exhale, draw together. Keep going. Really using the hamstrings and the glutes to keep the hips lifted. Breathe in and breathe out. One more. Breathe in and exhale. Send the hips up high to the sky. Reach the arms above you, inhale, and exhale, come down very carefully to your back. Slide your arms out to a Texas T or cactus your arms. Draw the knees into the belly without using your arms. Breathe in, and on exhale, lower your knees over towards the right, hovering them above the floor. Inhale back to center. Squish that penny again under your back. Inhale over towards the left. Exhale back to center. We're going to keep going. Breathe in over towards your right. Navel draws in. Knees come back to chest. Inhale over towards your left. And then again, exhale back to center. Breathe in to the right. Exhale, center. Breathe in to the left. And exhale, center. One more each side. Breathe in. Exhale, engage the abdominal muscles. Inhale to the left. Exhale and bring the knees all the way over to your right. Bring the left arm on top of the right. Rest on your right side. Inhale and exhale. Slide those left fingertips across that arm, across your chest. Release it all the way over towards the left. And then close. Inhale here. Exhale. Slide. Release the arm towards the left. And exhale. Close. Let your head be responsive to this movement. So we inhale, slide that arm across, letting the head just roll naturally back and forth. This is really soothing for your lung meridian and just to help relieve stress. Slide that arm all the way back over towards the left. Draw the knees back to center. And then we'll get ready to go to the other side. Scoot yourself over if you need to. Start by resting on your left side. Right arm is on top of the left. Inhale and exhale. Swipe across that left arm, across your chest, and release the arm down. And close. Inhale. Open. Release and exhale. Close. Just keep breathing in and out. Last one. Then draw the knees to the chest. We're going to take our second to final pose, making sure we're on the mat. And we'll come into happy baby. Bend the knees. Plant your hands on your ankles or the outside of the feet. Squish that penny down into the mat. And let your palms be on the outside of your feet. If this does not feel comfortable for you, you can always keep the feet closer together down by the pelvis. So we're going to work on lengthening the back, imprinting the back down into the mat, especially the lower back. And then connecting your breath in this movement, maybe rocking your baby side to side, maybe coming into a half or full straddle. And then you can add any other pose or movement into your practice here before we come into our Shavasana. Perhaps a favorite morning stretch, or really anything at all. We're going to be transitioning into our sound healing. So before we do, draw the knees into the chest. Draw the head up towards the knees. Breathe in, create tension in the body. And then as you exhale, release the back. And give a little rub to your legs. Extend the legs down. Letting the body come into a very natural position. So we're going to let the body release into gravity rather than engaging the muscles. Shoulders connect to the mat, elbows, legs, and feet. And we'll spend a few moments breathing in and exhaling, relaxing your physical body, relaxing the muscles, the bones, the tissues, the cells. I invite you to stay here in this pose for 5 minutes or so while I play the crystal bowl and the Tibetan bowl for you. close your eyes and just receive some loving sound vibration.